All right, let's jump into today's deep dive. We're taking a look at the SaaS Playbook by Rob Walling.
Yeah, this one really caught my eye.
It's a roadmap for anyone dreaming of launching their own software as a service company, but without, get this, relying on venture capital.
Ah, the VC wild goose chase, right. I mean, over 99% of startups looking for funding get turned down. That's gotta sting.
Yeah, daunting's an understatement. This book flips the script, gives you the know-how to build something that lasts on your terms.
It's refreshing, plus it really highlights the power of that SaaS model, the recurring revenue, that stability you don't get with, say, crypto or those social media startups.
So you're ready to dive in. Where do you start? Walling breaks it down into 6 key areas.
6 pillars of SaaS success.
Love that. Okay, hit me with those pillars.
All right, we got market, pricing, marketing team, 80/20 metrics, and the big one, mindset. It's holistic. It's not just about coding.
Awesome. So let's start with that first pillar, market. Why is understanding your target market so crucial?
It's more than just knowing your audience. It's about really getting into their heads, having real conversations, and not just with the happy customers.
You mean talking to the ones who said no thanks or even canceled their subscriptions?
Yep, those are the conversations that can give you real gold, figuring out what they need, their pain points, what's holding them back. That shapes your roadmap.
Makes sense, but honestly, I can see some founders dodging that feedback. Who wants to hear their baby's not perfect?
True, but you're not building for everyone. You're building for a specific group with specific needs. Plus, like the book says, sometimes customers can't quite picture the solution themselves. You got to dig for those insights.
It's like that Henry Ford quote, if I had asked people what they wanted, they'd have said faster horses.
Right, exactly. Sometimes you got to see beyond what they're asking for. But say you've nailed the market, built the product, then what?
Time to build some defenses.
That's it. Build a moat around your product, your competitive edge, what makes you hard to copy.
Moats. I love that.
Oh,
What kind of moats are we talking about?
Think integrations with popular platforms, like a project management tool that works seamlessly with, say, Slack or Asana.
Oh, yeah. Make it so integrated, so valuable, they can't imagine going back to the old way.
Right, and there's more. A strong brand, high switching costs, all those things make it tough for competitors to get a foothold.
Okay, got our target market. We're building those moats. What's next?
Well, all that amazing work won't matter if your pricing's off, right? So let's talk about pricing strategies. This is where things get interesting.
Pricing, the eternal head scratcher. Too high, you scare people off. Too low, and you're leaving money on the table. What's Walling's take?
He has this bold statement. If no one's complaining about your price, you're probably not charging enough. He says a bit of friction there can be a good thing.
Really? Explain that one.
Think about it. If people hesitate, they're weighing the value, right? It means they see your product as worth the investment.
Okay, starting to see his point. But how do we find that sweet spot? Any guidelines?
He talks about the $50 sweet spot, often seen as ideal, low enough to keep churn down, high enough to bring in good revenue, especially early on.
$50 sweet spot. I like the sound of that. But I'm guessing there's no one-size-fits-all for pricing in SaaS, is there?
Nope. The book looks at different tiers, from lower-priced options to higher-priced specialized tools, even those enterprise solutions that cost thousands a month. It's about knowing where you fit.
Gotcha. And we need to revisit pricing regularly, right? Not just set it and forget it.
Absolutely. Every 6 to 12 months, especially as your product grows, adds features, that kind of thing.
Okay, 2 pillars down, 4 to go. I think we should move on to marketing next, but this is where I think a lot of founders, especially tech-focused ones, get a bit intimidated.
I hear you. I've seen it too. But you can't just build something amazing and expect customers to magically find it. Got to get the word out.
Preaching to the choir. All right, what are some marketing must-knows for SaaS folks?
The book lays out the marketing funnel, that map of the customer journey from awareness to purchase and beyond. Gotta understand that.
Ah, yes, the marketing funnel. I hear that phrase a lot. Refresh my memory. What's it all about?
It's like stages, right? First, people become aware of your product. Then they start thinking, hey, this could solve my problem. They compare options, make a choice, hopefully become a paying customer. And then, ideally, you keep them happy, so they stick around.
Ah, makes sense. But I'm guessing those specifics can vary wildly, right? Depending on what you're selling, who you're selling to.
Absolutely. Walling talks about high-touch and low-touch funnels. High-touch, you're more hands-on, demos, consultations, that kind of thing, often for pricier products, enterprise solutions.
Okay, so more personalized attention than low touch would be.
More automation, self-service, think content marketing, free trials. Works well for lower-priced products where hand-holding isn't as crucial.
Gotcha. High touch, low touch, 2 distinct approaches. Is there ever a time you'd want to, combine them?
Great question. The book talks about the dual funnel, basically layering a high-touch funnel on top of your low-touch one.
Whoa, a dual funnel. That sounds intense. How does that work?
Imagine a diverse customer base. Some need basic features, others need more specialized stuff, maybe even enterprise-level support. The dual funnel lets you cater to both.
So the low touch keeps those new customers flowing, while high touch focuses on those high-value clients who need that personal touch.
Exactly, like casting a wide net, then reeling in the big fish strategically. He gives an example, Seinwell. They saw great success with this.
Wow, that's encouraging. Okay, so we've got our funnel figured out. We know our audience. What about the tactics? How do we actually reach them?
Oh, there's a ton of options. SEO, PPC advertising, content marketing, social media, email marketing, partnerships, the whole shebang.
So many choices. How do we even begin to prioritize?
Walling says, think about speed, cost, scalability, SEO. Super cost effective in the long run, but it takes time. PPC, faster, but can get expensive quickly.
Got it. So it's about finding that balance between like how fast it works and how much it costs. Any other marketing gems?
Test and optimize. Don't just throw things at the wall and hope they stick. Track your results, figure out what works, and keep refining, you know?
So it's data-driven, constantly tweaking and improving. Makes sense. Okay, tons to think about there. But what about the team behind all this? Early on, it's all about wearing a million hats.
Oh, tell me about it, the solopreneur life. But eventually, you gotta build a team to truly scale.
Okay, ready to take off some of these hats. Where do we even start?
The book's big on shifting from tasks to roles. Instead of looking for a jack of all trades, you need specific skill sets for each department. You know, product management, design, engineering, the whole nine yards.
So building a structure that can grow with the company. But must be hard for some founders to let go of control. They're used to doing it all.
True, but a great tip from the book is to delegate what you're least skilled at or enjoy the least. Frees up your time and energy for what you excel at.
Love that. Play to your strength. So we know the roles. How do we attract the right people?
The book says treat those job descriptions like sales letters. So how do we sell our company?
Be different. Be familiar. Show off your culture, what makes you unique. But also use industry standard language so people can easily find and understand your postings.
Best of both worlds. Gotta stand out and fit in, so to speak. Anything else on hiring?
Think professional team, not family, the book said. Yeah. Professional team, everyone has their roles, accountability, clear boundaries, that kind of thing. Promotes healthy collaboration. Family can get messy, you know?
Yeah, I can see how those lines could get blurred. Okay, so team's assembled, product's ready, pricing's good, marketing's rolling. How do we know if we're on the right track? How do we measure success?
Metrics. Think of them like your SaaS dashboard, showing you speed, fuel, direction, all of that.
Okay, gotta track those metrics, but honestly, it can get overwhelming. So much data. What are the essentials for SaaS?
The book highlights MRR, monthly recurring revenue. That's your predictable income each month, and your month-over-month growth rate, your momentum. Got it, MRR. The steady heartbeat, growth rate, how fast we're moving.
They introduce the 3 high, 3 low framework for monitoring those key metrics.
A framework. Nice. Break it down for me.
It's about tracking the lows, things you want to minimize, like customer acquisition costs, how much it costs to get a new customer, sales effort, how hard it is to close a deal, and churn, how many customers cancel.
Okay, back up. What's churn? Why is it so important?
Churn's basically how many customers you're losing. High churn could mean problems with your product, pricing, even customer support. Definitely want to keep an eye on that.
Right, like a leaky bucket. Doesn't matter how many new customers you pour in if they're all leaking out the bottom.
Exactly. So low churn is good. Then there's the highs, things you want to see increasing.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Annual contract value, the average revenue per customer yearly, expansion revenue, how much your existing customers spend beyond their initial subscription, and referrals, a sign of happy customers.
Okay, so low churn, high ACV, high expansion revenue, lots of happy customers telling their friends. Sounds like the dream. Anything else?
The holy grail of SaaS metrics. Net negative churn.
Net negative churn. Sounds too good to be true. What is that?
It's when revenue from your existing customers, like upsells or expansions, actually outweighs the revenue you lose from cancellations.
So even with 0 new customers, your revenue is still growing.
Boom. It's like a self-sustaining growth engine. It all comes down to keeping those customers happy and giving them reasons to spend more over time.
I love that. That's definitely the goal. Okay, we've covered tons on metrics, but we can't forget that last pillar, mindset. Building a SaaS business can be an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah, and that's where the book gets really insightful. It's not just strategy and tactic, it's about your mental game, too.
All right, let's talk about mindset. What kind of mental shifts do we need?
Resilience. It's rarely a straight shot to success. There'll be setbacks, challenges, moments where you want to throw in the towel.
Been there. That self-doubt can be brutal, especially when you're pouring your heart into this.
It's about reframing those setbacks. They're not failures, they're learning opportunities. Be adaptable. Find a way to overcome those obstacles.
So embrace the ups and downs as part of the process. Any other mindset tips for us aspiring SaaS founders?
Build a support system. Connect with other entrepreneurs. They get it. Share experiences, get advice, celebrate wins, that kind of thing.
Having that community is so vital, especially when things get tough. It's easy to feel alone in this whole thing.
Absolutely. And last but not least, prioritize your mental health. Building a business is demanding. It's easy to burn out if you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah, finding that balance between passion and self-care is crucial. Okay, we've hit all 6 pillars now. Feeling inspired and ready to tackle this journey.
Awesome. Remember, the book's a roadmap, but your actions determine the outcome.
So true. Got to put these insights to work.
Let's really dig into those marketing strategies. Remember the funnel? High touch, low touch. Well, there are tons of tactics within those.
Okay, yeah, tons of tactics. Where do we even start? SEO, PPC, content marketing, social media. It's a bit overwhelming.
For sure, but the beauty of SaaS is you can try things out, see what sticks. There's no one magic formula.
I like that, being adaptable, strategic. Let's start with SEO. It's a long game, but powerful, right?
Yeah.
What are the SEO basics for SaaS?
First, put yourself in your customer's shoes, literally. What are they searching for online? What keywords are they using? Then optimize your website content to rank higher for those searches.
Got it. So using the right keywords, speaking their language. But isn't it more than just stuffing keywords into your content?
Right. Search engines are smarter than that. They want high-quality content, relevant, engaging, actually valuable to the reader.
Makes sense. Create content people want to read,
Right.
not just something to trick the system. What else for SEO?
Backlinks. Links from other websites to yours, like votes of confidence from those sites.
So the more reputable sites linking back to you, the better your site looks to Google, right?
Exactly. And quality matters more than quantity. A few strong links are better than tons of weak ones.
Okay, so SEO, it's a multi-pronged approach. Let's talk about PPC advertising next. It's fast, but can be a money pit, right? What are some good practices there?
Again, know your audience, their pain points, those keywords they're searching for. Use those to create super targeted ads.
So targeted ads that speak directly to people who are already looking for solutions like yours.
You got it. And you can get super specific with targeting, demographics, interests, even their location, the devices they're using.
Wow, that's powerful. Focus those ad dollars on the people most likely to become paying customers.
And the beauty of PPC is you get immediate feedback. You can see which ads are working, which keywords are converting, adjust as you go.
Data-driven decision-making. I like it. Any other PPC tips?
Don't send all your traffic to your homepage. Create dedicated landing pages for each campaign.
Landing pages, those standalone pages designed to capture leads.
Those are the ones. Someone clicks your ad, send them to a page that matches what they saw, highlight the benefits, clear call to action, free trial, demo request.
Make it easy for them to take the next step, right? Okay, switching gears, what about content marketing? It's huge, but I've seen some SaaS companies struggle with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people hear content marketing and aren't sure what to do with it.
The key is to actually give value to your audience. It's not about bragging about yourself. It's sharing insights, helpful tips, things they care about.
Becoming a thought leader, a trusted source they want to hear from. And you have so many options. Blog posts, ebooks, infographics, videos, even podcasts.
Whoa, so many options. How do you choose what type of content will actually work for your audience?
Know your audience, understand what they like. Some folks love videos, others like deep dive articles, some just want a quick infographic. Test things out, see what gets them engaged.
Gotcha. Cater to different learning styles, makes sense. Anything else for content marketing success?
Consistency, man. Regular, high-quality content is key. Much better than random bursts here and there.
So establish a rhythm, a content calendar, and stick to it. Build that anticipation, right?
You got it. And don't forget to repurpose your content. Turn that blog post into a video or infographic. Maximize your reach. Why not?
Work smarter, not harder, right? Now, let's talk about social media. It's powerful for SaaS, but can also be a beast to handle. How do we tame it?
First, choose the right platforms. Not all social media is equal. Some are better for B2B, others for reaching consumers.
Right. Don't try to be everywhere. Focus where your audience is.
Exactly. Then create engaging content. Share industry stuff, behind the scenes peeks at your company, customer success stories.
It's about building relationships, showing off your brand personality.
Yes. And it's a two-way street. Engage with your followers, respond to comments, show them you're listening.
That human element is crucial, right? This is what sets social media apart. Any other social media tips?
Experiment. Videos, images, polls, quizzes, even live streams can be super effective. Keep things fresh, keep them interested.
And don't forget to check those analytics, right? See what's working, who's engaging.
Absolutely. Data-driven decisions again. Now, speaking of data, remember those metrics we talked about? MRR, churn, all those. Let's go deeper. What are some metric mistakes people make?
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the numbers, so many metrics. What should we avoid?
Vanity metrics, they look good, but don't actually tell you much about growth, like website traffic or social media followers. Impressive numbers, but are they translating to paying customers?
So focus on the metrics tied to revenue and growth, the ones that really matter.
Right on. And track them consistently. Make it a habit. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever works for you.
So don't just glance at them. Really dive into the data, understand the story it's telling.
Absolutely. If churn's going up, don't just shrug. Figure out why. Are they unhappy with the product? Technical issues. Switching to a competitor.
It's the why behind the numbers, right?
Yep. Once you understand the why, you can fix it. Metrics should guide your decisions, not just be a scorecard.
That's a great point. Metrics as a diagnostic tool. This has been super helpful. And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into the SaaS Playbook. It's been quite a journey exploring all these pillars of SaaS success.
It really has. We've covered so much from market research and pricing to all those marketing tactics and building that awesome team.
Yep. And we even got into the world of metrics and that crucial growth mindset. But today, I thought it'd be great to circle back to that idea of mindset, really dive into the challenges we face as SaaS founders. Building a business, it's a roller coaster ride, especially in the SaaS world.
Absolutely. It's a wild ride for sure. And the SaaS playbook really gets into those mental and emotional hurdles, one of the biggest ones. Uncertainty, so many unknowns, so many decisions. It's easy to get stuck.
Oh, tell me about it, that analysis paralysis, that fear of making the wrong move. It can be crippling. What's the antidote? What does the book say?
Embrace experimentation. You're not going to have all the answers right away. Be willing to try things, to iterate, to learn as you go. And remember, those missteps, they're not failures, they're data points.
Right. Shift that perspective. See those failures as learning opportunities, just getting closer to what works. It takes the pressure off for sure.
Exactly. And speaking of pressure, another big one is rejection. Every entrepreneur faces it, from investors, customers, even potential employees. It stings, and it's easy to take it personally, especially when you're so invested in your vision.
Rejection is tough.
Mm-hmm.
How do we develop that thick skin, that ability to not let those no's derail us?
The book has this great piece of advice. Detach your self-worth from the outcome. Rejection isn't always about you. It's often just a mismatch of needs or priorities. You know?
So separate the no from the you. It's not personal, it's just business. And sometimes it just means not right now, not never.
Right. And remember, not every opportunity is the right fit. Focus your energy on those who truly believe in your vision, the ones who are excited to be part of your journey. That's your tribe.
Love that. Find your tribe, the ones who get it.
Yeah.
So besides finding our tribe, what else can we do to, cultivate that resilient mindset, that growth mindset that we need in SaaS?
The book talks about building a strong support network. Connect with other entrepreneurs, join those online communities, go to events, surround yourself with people who understand the ups and downs.
That sense of community, it's so important. Knowing you're not alone in this crazy ride, it makes those tough times a bit easier.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Building a successful SaaS business, it takes time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. There will be good days, bad days, moments of excitement, and moments of, oh, why am I doing this? But be patient, celebrate the small wins, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Great advice. I think that's a perfect way to wrap up our deep dive into the SaaS playbook. We've covered a ton, from the basics to the nitty-gritty and everything in between.
You really have. We've explored the fundamentals, those core pillars, dug into those marketing tactics, talked about the importance of data, and of course, that all-important mindset.
I'm walking away feeling inspired and ready to put these insights into action. It's been a great journey. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure. It's been a blast. And remember, this is just the beginning. Now it's time to take what we've learned and make it our own. Go out there, experiment, iterate, and build something amazing.